started. Hi, and welcome to today's webinar by StoryKit on how to save money and get results in 2024. We're going to start off next year with the confidence that we're going to get more bang for the bucks. And I'll share some cost-effective marketing tactics. So I'm going to make myself smaller. Before we start, I want to, of course, introduce myself so you know who's talking to you, screaming on the other side of the screen. My name is Heidi Bodal. I work as a community manager here at StoryKit, meaning I handle the distribution of our content in our social media channels. We do some webinars. That of course. We do some events, digital and on site, and we get some newsletters. And okay, I skipped one page. Sorry. This is the agenda for today. What we're going to talk about. We're going to give you 3 things that you need to succeed on social media in 2024, according to us and the internet. As I said, I'm going to share 3 ways to save and thrive in 2024, some tactics, and we're going to talk about how time is money, and this is how you save time. If you save time, you save money. And of course, I'll make sure that there's some time at the end for a Q&A. Something that I also do at work is that I handle our Facebook community, which I would love to see you join today. The link will be available when I send this presentation out afterwards. And we are close to 3,700 members now, lots of StoryKit users. And of course, there's a StoryKit focus on it. We share some best practices and how-tos and inspirational videos that you can just copy and use yourself. But let's get into it. Let's start off by talking about what we need to succeed on social media. Because if it was hard, a full-time job to try to reach out in 2023, I'm guessing it's going to be even more difficult in 2024. I mean, I don't know what's going on with the algorithms right now. It's like I'm in a crowded room screaming. No one's hearing me. But the only way to succeed then is to do more. It's the harsh truth of being a social media marketer these days. You know what it's all about. So the first thing that we're going to need is more posts. For good and bad. Because the very simple reason for that is more posts equal more visibility. I got this quote from a guy named Braden Cohen. He at least used to be the manager of social media marketing at Hootsuite, this huge online platform for, I think, social media posting and organizing and a publishing tool. They do a lot of stuff. And he says that daily posting will grow your followers 4 times faster than posting less than once a week. And it makes sense, more visibility. And this is something that we're also going to talk about a bit later in the webinar, is that I know I hear a lot that marketers these days, or maybe since forever, are afraid that they will bore someone out with posting too much. But if you have a look at any of the biggest, especially the publishing companies these days, we had this discussion the other day. Some of the biggest publishing companies in Sweden, at least, they publish up to 40 times a day. And I follow some of them, and I never go online and get tired of seeing these posts, because the right ones will reach me, and the ones that I don't care about, they will probably not end up in my feed. So don't be afraid to post a lot. It's also something that you have to do to work with the algorithms, because the platforms love when you're actively posting, because that means that you're contributing to the platforms. So they're just going to boost the more you post, the more will be boosted. And if you've been in any of the webinars that I host before, you've probably heard me say this a few times, but we have to remember that like lots of posting equals a lot of distribution, because you will never know what is a good post until you've posted something that's bad, because then you're going to see what makes sense to people, what resonates with people, and what just goes to die, more or less. So more posting is what we need. If we want to stand out in the crammed social feed, frequent posting is essential. It increases your visibility and increases your engagement. The next thing is quality. And quality is probably a very abstract word, and it's different to everyone. But quality content, and what I mean here is not just, obviously we're going to talk a lot about video today because StoryKit is video, but quality means lower costs on internet. It wins on social media, and it costs less per engagement. This is what the algorithms are going to favor. So it's going to mean more savings. And what I mean when I say that, of course, quality is very abstract. It's different to everyone, and what you consider quality might not be qualitative for someone else. But today, like, we can't just post. We shouldn't post bad stuff, obviously, but it needs to look branded today. It needs to be recognizable. And a very good way to do quality. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it there. Sorry. This is what I want to talk about also. When you buy, this is I love this quote. It's something that our marketing director said the other day, is that when you buy an ad in a magazine or anywhere on a digital, not the digital, but maybe like a TV campaign or a magazine campaign or whatever, that amount that ad will cost you will always be the same, no matter how good your ad is. If you go to The Guardian or Dagens Nyheter in Sweden, and if you show them a really high quality ad, they're not going to say, oh, this ad looks really good, so you're going to get it for less money than a bad one. That's not the case. That's not ever going to happen. It will cost the same no matter how nice it looks. But this is not the case on social media platforms, because if you post something, a high quality creative, that's going to be cost effective, because that high quality creative is going to get you more leads, get you more signups, get you more downloadings. And the ones that aren't performing because it's low quality, you will just have to shut that down, and it's going to cost you a lot if you keep on bidding for it. I hope you understand what I'm saying here. So high quality creative is cost effective on social media, not on the traditional advertising spaces, but on social, that's the case. So do high quality stuff. And of course, the third one is video. And I was just, for like the fun of it, trying to find an article or someone cool, educated, experienced person talk about how to succeed on social. And I tried to find someone that didn't mention video, but that's actually impossible, because we know that we need video. Every platform is favoring it. Anywhere you go, you're going to see that the numbers of it's boosting the interaction, the engagements, and the visibility by up to 5% compared to a image post or something else, text post, whatever. So do video. And I like to show this tweet, as it was called at the time, by the Twitter/X founder, Elon Musk. He says that the more screen time users spend looking at a post, whether it's a text, a pic, or a video, the more it's boosted. And video posted natively to this platform will be boosted more than an external link because way more time is spent watching a video than clicking on a link. And this goes for every platform. I'm very certain. They want you to spend time on the platform. And if you're trying to, I mean, we should do both, obviously. We want to drive traffic as well. Our web page is going to just collect dust if we don't get people to it. But if you spend 10 seconds watching a video compared to 10 milliseconds clicking on a link, the platform is going to prefer those 10 seconds. So do video. And now we're going to jump into the actual cost-effective marketing tactics. Because 2023, it's been a year, and I'm not just talking about the madness that's going on in the world. It's been, we're going to stick to talking about marketing here, because that will be a whole different webinar to talk about something else. But it has been characterized by economic unpredictability and economic downturns, and there's inflation, and it's been hard. But the show must go on. Because as marketers, we have a lot to do. We always have had. And this video is supposed to be playing, but it's not. So you'll have to watch it when I send this out later on. But the video says that marketing used to be working with strategy or working with events, working with PR or working with social media, working with paid social or working with distribution. And now we have to do it all in one role. I mean, our hats, the marketing hats that we're wearing, they're 8 roles combined. But apparently we have to do this with smaller budgets. And this is from a company called Gartner. They do a lot of surveys and research around the world. And this is a graph, I think. I'm not an economic, obviously. But this is the marketing budget as a % of total revenue for companies globally around the world. And you can just see the difference on how we used to budget marketing, the difference between 2018 and 2023. There was a huge dip in 2021, obviously, because of the pandemic. We realized that, well, we can't stop marketing just because unfortunately, we have to keep going. But it's been like last year, it even declined from 2022. So obviously, it sounds like we need to do a lot more with a lot less. How is this supposed to happen? Well, I'm not going to tell you, but I'm going to share 3 ways that you can probably, hopefully, save money and keep thriving and keep grinding, because that's what we have to do. So the first one, and this is probably a bit controversial, I don't know, thought-provoking perhaps, but what you need to do is that you have to move your content production in-house. And I'm not, of course, talking about all the content production. There will still be campaigns and big videos and projects that require you to outsource your content production. I mean, you can't do it all. We can't do it all. We're not the tool to make the huge TV campaigns for trying to come up with a cool, huge Coca-Cola company. If Coca-Cola is launching a new Big Mac, they're probably not going to do 5 posts on social. They're going to do these huge campaigns, and those probably have to be outsourced for a bit. But I'm talking about the everyday marketing that we have to do. Because if we have to do more posts than we did in 2023, that's going to be impossible to put on an agency. This is also supposed to be playing. I think something happened when I exported this to a PDF. However, because the thing is, if we're supposed to post daily on social, if every content item that we're supposed to post, sorry, if that has to be revised and approved by people, that is going to take a lot of time. And as I said, as you know, time is money, and we have to save time. Allowing more people in your company to produce videos, to produce content, that will eliminate bottlenecks. You will empower multiple creators if you give people the right tools. And it will, of course, obviously increase your volume and your flexibility, and it will cut down on every cost. So take those everyday content pieces and move the production of them in-house. I think that's like one of the best things you can do. Freelancers, agencies, they were the go-to for video production, but they don't have to be anymore. And the threshold for making videos used to be a lot higher, because you had to use the expensive equipment, and you needed the lighting, you needed the cameras, and the editing skills, the experience that people needed to have to make videos. Those were also thresholds. So cut down on the costs. Agencies are expensive. There's always a time for agencies. I'm not saying that it's never, but by bringing this in-house, you avoid the excessive expenses and no need for the long revisions. And we'll talk about a bit about empowering multiple creators, because I know that for marketing, like directors and managers and people in the board, they're going to feel super scared if you tell them that we're going to allow 20 more people in this company to make videos. But there are ways to make that happen. The next tactic, I'm sorry. The next tactic is to make repurposing the foundation of your content plan. So you don't need to search for new ideas all the time. That is also time saving. That is also money saving. As I said in the beginning, that people are afraid that they will bore their audiences out. It's not real. The moment that you're starting to get really sick of your messaging and what you're trying to talk about, that's when it's going to stick to the audience. And so make repurposing, using your huge goldmine of content that you already have, and making that the foundation of your content plan is, it increases efficiency and your reach, vastly. Key messaging and repetition is key on social. Recognition is essential today. And if you have this goldmine of content that I know that you're all sitting on, you have the blog posts and the newsletters and the articles and the case studies. If you're sitting already on that pile of stuff that you've spent time and money to create already, that's the stuff that you're going to use. That's what's going to save you time, because you already know that it has been approved. It's online, so the copy and the content itself, that's already, that's you. It's on brand, and it's that it's working for you. And if you try to, when you distribute the content that you already have in a lot of different ways, you're going to so much quicker find out what resonates with the audience. God knows I've published a lot of stuff that hasn't flied, as we say in Swedish. But posting something that's bad is learning to what is good. And as I said before, when I post something that's bad, that's okay, because so 20 people will see that because it didn't take off. If I post something that's good, maybe 2,000 people is going to see it, And then I know, okay, this is what I need to do more of. And there's the harsh truth that very few people these days go to your website only to check out if we've done something new. I was at StoryKit's webpage last week. I wonder if they have a new case study. Unfortunately, they don't. So we need to put it out there. And that means that I can take a case study that we already have and turn it into 6 different videos. That's content for 6 weeks if I want to post the case study once a week. So take your content that you already have and turn it into your key messages that you can repeat all over again. It reinforces recall when you repeat yourself, and that's so important on social these days. Third thing is to create high quality creatives to reduce ad spend. Don't increase it just for forced results. Identify what high quality is to you. Because as I said, if you buy an ad in a magazine, that's going to cost you the same no matter how good it is. But on social, it works differently. Just having a look at my notes here. Also supposed to be a video, but high quality creatives. And I mean, we're a company, we've been doing videos for 5 years at least, I say. And all of our ads are not working. And I wanted to show you this specific video because it might not it looks good because it's from StoryKit. But we did, this was a post that we did for a video that we did to promote one of these webinars. And it's 7 seconds long. I just took a small snippet from a webinar that I once hosted and I put some text over it. And it turns out it's a great ad for us. The CTR on that ad was huge. It was great. And it got a lot of signups and it worked really well. And we also did a couple of other ones that didn't work as well because that's how social works. But then we knew we could identify, or our amazing paid manager, paid performance marketing manager, Sophia, she could identify so fast why, or not why, but what was working and what wasn't. So instantly she could shut the ones that didn't work down and she could keep boosting the one that was actually working. And that's why high quality, as in working ads, will save you money because you will only have to focus on the ones that do. And you can leverage organic success. We post daily, twice on LinkedIn, and if that's 10 posts a week, a few of them will go really well organically, and then we can boost them by just shoving in small amounts of money. And then we have a homemade ad working really well without spending any money on it besides my paycheck. And I'm already sitting here, so I'm already in the budget, which is great. And then we can always test and refine, and being in control of our own creatives, that saves money. Okay, so that was pretty fast. I'm impressed by myself, actually. We're going to have a look on how to repurpose your content really fast. I'm going to have a sip of water so I don't dry you out. Thank you. Okay, I'm getting warm. I'm going to jump in the tool now and we'll have a look on how it's done. I hope you can see my screen. I won't be able to see what's going really on in the webinar, but okay. 2 weeks ago, we launched something very exciting. We held a on-site in-person event last week that we called StoryKit Masterclass. we invited 90 of our like the biggest companies that we have, and we show them this little new function, the purple button that's called New Campaign. And this is something really cool. So what this one does, it's AI obviously, and it allows us to take one piece of content and turn it into up to 6 videos, 4 or 5, depending on what kind of content that you have. So I'm gonna go to a case study that we have from BKS Bank. You can see that because I'm only sharing one tab, but I took the URL from a case study that our content manager, Maddie, wrote. It's really good. And I'm going to click on this creator that we call it, or the campaign. And I'm going to use the case study one. I'm going to click URL, and it's here. It's cases Marianne Jester from BKS Bank. It's in English. I want the videos to be in English. And I'll click next. I choose our theme. Seems great. Choose library. Yes. Generate videos. So now it goes to the URL and it scrapes the content from that URL. And like magic, 5 videos starts to be written. I think I did like 5 clicks there. Kind of cool. It's writing them for me. Scripts are done. Now what I have here is 5 either ready to go videos or 5 drafts, if I want to consider them that. So it made me one big case story, a bit longer. It goes into a bit more depth on the background of the company and the challenges and the solutions, of course. Here's another in-depth, but it's without quotes. So that can be a bit depending on what assets you can use, if you have the picture from someone or not, a case trailer, or a leading quote. So this one starts off with a quote, which is a very powerful hook on social to start with a quote. Yes, so I can just hop into one of those and see. Very strong quote here from Marion, the CEO of BKS Bank. I'm assuming that I have a picture of her. I do, so I'm going to choose that one instead. Here's some text and some background. I can view my storyboard to check out that it looks good. I think so. We can do, of course, some edits once we've created the storyboard that we call it. And I could either say from here, oh, this looks perfect. I am very pleased. Or I could say, well, I think this one could be a bit more, a little bit darker so the text pops a bit more. It's giving me the quick sub. Well, I think I'm going to do only one slide for this one. Oh, it was a bit too short. We're going to do the fade text. I like the fade text. And there we go. And this is something that I can just post whenever I want. I got something to post. That's probably one of the biggest challenges that we encounter as social media marketers, that what am I supposed to do today? I want to get something out there, but I'm not sure how. I'm not sure in which format. Well, I got something. I have 5, so I can just choose to plot them out into my content calendar. I don't have to spend time on the ideation part, and I don't have to spend time on the creation part. So I will consider that a win-win. There is actually one more creator that I would like to show you once this is generated, because another one that we have that you can use for maybe a blog post. Let's just see that this is up and running. I think so. I also love using the AI at this because there's so many cool like transitions and tone that it will use that I tend to forget about when I make the videos like from scratch from our storyboard. So I think they look, it gives like professional vibe to it. There's another campaign that will show you. I'm gonna go into a different, let's see. I think it's perhaps inform and educate. Let's try that one out. I'll jump out on a new tab, which is our blog. I'm going to choose another URL just so you know what's going on. I'm going to paste a blog post URL here. I'm going to select a library just to make it a bit more easy. Let's do, sorry, I can choose a library from another. I'll just choose the library so you don't have to sit and wait for me. Scraping the URL. Writing the scripts. Very good. I love the lightnings. You can see that something's happening in the background. There's been a feature update, so I need to refresh my browser, but I'm going to do that when we're done. Don't need to bother you with the refreshing part. You never know. It always takes a bit longer when you're screen sharing and you're online, of course. But here we go. I have 4 ways now, 4 formats to distribute my one article with. Tutorial special. Here's a very follow these steps. This is how you're supposed to do this. The blog that I chose, I'm sorry, I was supposed to tell you, 4 top LinkedIn video ad examples and why they work. Important takeaways, like an information campaign. So this type of video is perfect for the in-feed, to be consumed in feed, because you know what we said, platforms love when you keep the audiences on the platform so that someone can just be on the bus, scroll, encounter a video from StoryKit, learn something new, find out that, ooh, StoryKit seems to know a lot of stuff. And then they can just keep scrolling. But they will stop and consume your content for 30, 40 seconds. And that's how you increase your reach. That's how you boost the algorithms. And that's how you create awareness for your brand. So I think it's pretty cool. I did want to show you the one campaign that gives you platform-specific videos, like in the different formats and what works best for Facebook and versus Instagram and LinkedIn. But I will make sure to do that next time. And I can't believe that I am already done with you, done with me. So, oh, there's someone in the chat. Anyway, the scraping that it does, Is that English only, or can it scrape and use other languages? Thank you, Emil, for your question. I'm gonna bring that up to the webinar. I love this function. So the AI, I'm gonna start off with just mentioning that I really like. We are a video creation platform / tool for the big companies, the ones that have like 20 different marketers sitting creating content, or a whole social media team, and the only way to allow to empower all of that many people and staying on brand and like in control of your content is with the AI, because our AI will only go and scrape the content from the URL that you put in. It will never go online like the generative AI and try to like fetch stuff from the internet, find new cool sayings or information or numbers that you don't have. So it will only scrape the content from the place that it's supposed to. And maybe I will show you again, just so you, oops, %. So when I click on new campaign here, and I decide that I want to promote a news item. If my URL was in Swedish, perhaps I could choose Swedish here, and it will by default make sure that the output videos are also in Swedish. But if they are in Swedish and I think, no, but I want to actually translate this, I want the videos to be in Spanish, that is very much doable. So this is also perfect for localization, meaning that if you're working towards 15 different markets, you can have one master video or one master content piece, and then localize the content for different markets. So thank you, Emil. The short answer is it's not English only. It can scrape it and use other languages as well. Thank you very much for your question. Yeah, I'll stick around. Let me know if you have any more questions. I'm very baffled that I made it on time today. I tend to ramble a bit. Maybe I talked too fast because I was super nervous. So the key takeaways today. Oh, follow-up question from Emil. Let's see. Can you manually give it a script? I assume that you can, but better safe than sorry. Of course. I love the better safe than sorry questions because absolutely. Let's jump into it again. So what I could do here is that, you know what? The campaign feature kind of assumes that, no, I'm talking nonsense. You can click, and here you can either paste. Okay, let me go back. Make this right. The campaigns, the campaign feature is a bit built for the assumption that you already have a really long text that you want to distribute with different videos. But you can, of course, start off with your own script. And there are multiple ways to do this. If I go here and I'm about to create a new video, this is supposed to be about Emil. I'm sorry, Emil, if I'm putting you on the spot, but the inspiration goes a bit lost. I click on new script, and I can just type in here, this video is about Emil. That's going to be my headline. I'm going to add a new block. Today's webinar was amazing. Amazing. Thank you for joining. And then I can go here and I will pretend that this is Emil and his friends. This webinar was amazing. You had a cup of coffee meanwhile. And thank you for joining. Let's choose some cool. And I mean, this is only 3 sentences, but you can do this for like as long as you want to. I'm going to view my storyboard. I'm going to create it. So you can manually put in a new text. I can show you even a different ways. This was also chosen as an intro, but I'm going to choose the fade text again. Today's webinar. Thank you for joining. Maybe I want to like make sure who's. So I'll do like that. And I can, from here, I can choose my own music if I want to, but it gave me one and I probably think that's fine. People don't really watch videos with sound on LinkedIn and such, so I can just generate this one. Oh no. Madison writes, he did the question that Emil asked is showing on the screen, but we can't see what you're doing. I never learn. Okay, so sorry, Emil, I made you a video. And it's generating. So, oh, dang it. What I did, guys, was that I went into write new script. I didn't use the campaign feature. I went in straight to the script creator and I wrote manually that this video is about Emil and that today's webinar was amazing. It generated a storyboard out of that. Thank you very much. And it made me a video. And what I was talking about here was that this you can write for like as long as you want to. This is only 3 lines, but you can make it 15 lines if you want to. So I made a video about Emil. Quite cool. And that's it's like, oh, this is Emil. But what you also can do, if you really want to, and this is actually the way that most of our users actually still use this tool, is that they skip to a blank storyboard or they use a template that they've created before. So if I go to a blank storyboard, I'm really starting out from scratch. So if I want to recreate the video that I just made, I'll just do the same thing. This video is about Emil. A new slide. The webinar was amazing. I'm writing maxing again. Amazing. And then an outro. That said, thank you for joining. And then I'll change this to fade text so you can see that I can like make the exact same. Then I chose some assets. I chose that one before and the cup of coffee and the outro with the beautiful trees. But since I started like from scratch, super from scratch, I'm going to have to choose the music, for example, by myself. Let's take It's Easy to Love You because it's easy to love you guys since you're attending the webinar. And we got almost 30,000 songs in here, so I usually just go with the same one all the time. That slide is a bit long, 7 seconds to just read the webinar was amazing. You don't need that. I think 3 will do. Intro as well. Keep it short and punchy, you know. And I can create that one. So now I've shown you how to make 5 videos from a single text, a video by manually typing in the text that I want to use, using the AI function, and 3, the same video, but very manually, like typing in everything by hand and choosing the assets by hand and choosing the slide types. So there are multiple ways to do this in StoryKit. Eventually you find your own favorite way. That's the fun part of it. And let's see. So this one looks probably exactly the same. I mean, the script doesn't make any sense, but doesn't have to when it's live TV, you know. Okay. Thank you, Maddie, for telling me that I was not showing what I was supposed to. It's not the first time it's happened. Nope. It's 2023, working at a tech company, and I still forget to screen share when I'm supposed to. C'est la vie. I am always so happy when you guys stay with me through this whole thing. Thank you so much for that. I'll be hanging around for a minute to see if you have any other questions. This is the last webinar of the season. I think we've done about 10 now, but we already have all the webinars that we're going to do in 2024. They're planned out. We're going to start like promoting them and setting them up so that you can schedule every other Thursday on even weeks. Is that an expression in English? Even numbers. Bi-weekly, I'll be sitting here with Kirsten Dunst and Kathleen Turner and all of those, the suicides, the movie, and you can join me whenever you want to, and it's of course available to watch on demand. We're gonna kick off next year with probably something like this, because I think this is super important to talk about, or like we need to help each other out because it's hard out there, and we need to do more with less money on a smaller budget, and the world is crazy and we just need someone to hold our hands. So let's hold hands together in 2024. But thank you so much for coming today. I appreciate you. And I will see you around in